Hello and welcome everyone. So today's video is a BIBA inspired makeup tutorial. We are gonna do this look, which is inspired by Barbara Hulanicki and her company BIBA. BIBA was founded in 1964 by Barbara Hulanicki in Kensington, London. Together with her husband, she opened a store, and the whole vibe of the store was very art decor, art nouveau. They used a lot of silk and velvet, and Barbara's whole philosophy was that you could wear all of these materials all day. They also soon launched a makeup collection, and their makeup was very different to anything else that was going on during the 60s. Basically, during the 60s, a very doll-like light makeup was very on trend, and she really mixed things up when she started producing very dark and rich colors and kind of a look like the one that I'm wearing right now. The makeup looks were also really inspired by 1920s makeup, and basically Barbara kind of brought that back. So BIBA became really popular as a hangout place for people like Mick Jagger, Marianne Faithfull, as well as David Bowie and Kathy McGowan. And basically when these people started hanging out there, BIBA became super popular. So I absolutely love BIBA. I'm gonna put up a few pictures around here and also throughout the entire video, because BIBA is such a unique and wonderful brand that I really wanted to pay my respect to the brand by doing this makeup look today. And if you want to see how I achieved this look, just keep on watching. So I'm starting out with this light blue shade, and I'm just gonna kind of apply it all over my lid and also kind of right underneath my brow, so up to kind of here, and then also very much outer here. I'm gonna put up a picture of one of like the little tutorials that they had printed. So the BIBA look is very theatrical. It's a very 1920s inspired look, and basically it was all about creating the illusion of a very big eye. So that's why you're kind of taking the eyeshadow all the way up to your brow. So we're gonna take it all the way up there and all over the lid. You can still get BIBA makeup like on eBay and stuff. People sell old BIBA makeups and it's great to collect. I've been having my eye on some BIBA products for such a long time now. But while we're talking about it, I would like to put a quick disclaimer in here. If you buy like any sort of makeup from the 70s, from the 60s, do not use it. Like, even though it has been sealed or anything, you don't want to use it. First of all, like, there is a lot of ingredients that they used back then, which we now know is not good for your skin. And also, usually makeup is good for like a year or two, so you do not want to use something that has been produced like 50 years ago. So as you can see, I'm kind of taking it all the way up here and then very much up there. So BIBA makeup was really something new in the early 70s. BIBA was actually founded by a woman called Barbara Hulanicki and her husband, and when they started they were really something new on the market. So it was the late 60s in London, and basically mod fashion was a big trend, and a very light and doll-like makeup was in style. And when they opened their boutique, it was just really something different. So basically they had all of these amazing beautiful designs, and it was also very affordable. And Barbara Hulanicki actually wrote a book, and in that book she tells the story of how she went to a company to like see their colors when she decided to produce makeup, and they showed her all of these light colors, and she really wanted some dark and rich colors and moody tones, like for example dark brown lipstick. And people were really confused with it because up to this point, as I said, during the 60s a very light and doll-like makeup was in style. So she really brought back something there. It's funny because BIBA never really made it out of Europe, so it was a big trend in England and also in France and in Italy, but it never really made it to America or somewhere. BIBA makeup was not about looking cute, it was about looking interesting and theatrical, and so people were not liking that. BIBA opened in the late 60s in Kensington in London, and it kind of became popular when musicians like Mick Jagger and the Rolling Stones started to hang out there and wear their fashion. And the whole store had a very bohemian art deco, art nouveau vibe to it. I'm gonna put up some pictures on the screen because basically their fashion was amazing, so was their makeup. They just had a whole vibe to them. I feel like I should even take it a bit further, like more inside the eye and also kind of a bit more out here, so that's what we're gonna do now. I feel like with this look you can't really do too much, so yeah. We're just gonna go for it. So Barbara Hulanicki actually used to do sketches for other brands, like fashion sketches, when she started her career. And when BIBA had their first catalog, it was all drawings. So she would like sketch all of the designs, and then that was the catalog. And actually a big change for them came when they launched their first photography catalog, because people now were able to see like the makeup and everything. And because Barbara had like such an eye for fashion and design, the pictures were gorgeous. Like, I'm gonna try and include as many as possible, but also just go to my Instagram. I have a BIBA folder there where whenever I come across something BIBA on Pinterest, I'll just pin it in there, so you might want to check that out. I really like how this turned out so far. So I feel like the eyeshadow base is pretty much done by now. So the next step is pretty interesting to me. So basically, you take the same color and you kind of apply it all over here and then down to your cheekbones, because basically they didn't really use blush, but they really took out the color from the eye and applied it like all around the forehead and then down here to the cheek. I think it's a very interesting look. So we are gonna go in with the same color, and I'm just using a bigger brush to kind of apply it. So yeah, let's do that. I don't want to use too much product. I love these shimmery colors. I think they're so gorgeous. Gonna do the same thing on this side. Also, if you were wondering, I have another mirror over there. So that's why I kind of maybe sometimes look over there as well. I am so interested to see where this is going. So next up, I'm gonna take a pink color. I don't really have any blush or rouge because I usually don't really use it, but we're gonna go in with this color, with this red, just kind of over it to make it a bit more cheeky and blemished. Just don't wanna overdo it. It's kind of hard to do with this headband, but I don't wanna take it off because my hair looks horrible. The hairdressers here are reopening like next week, and I already have an appointment. That is great, but up until then I still look a bit crazy, so I'm kind of glad that I'm wearing this right now. Still, I feel like it would be easier to not wear it, but you know, we're not taking the easy road today. And I'm just kind of blending it in with the eyeshadow, so I'm taking it really high up here and then also blending it over there. I was always kind of hesitant to do a BIBA look because honestly, I feel like it is very, very unique and kind of a bit more difficult to do, but I'm trying to make it as easy as possible. So it's easy for you to recreate, and it's also easy for me because I am not a professional by any means. Like, I'm just at home doing this because I love to do it and not because I'm really good at it or anything. So we're gonna see where this is gonna take us. Moving on, I'm gonna take this darker color and kind of put it up here and then around there. So kind of working into the crease and then fading it out upwards. So let's see how this is gonna work. So basically I'm trying to recreate the shade that I'm gonna put up here, the picture of, that like cat eye silhouette, because I really, really like that. So let's see. So, oh yeah, just the darker, taking it up here, and kind of over here. I hope you can tell. I think it's showing pretty good. Just really deepens the eye. So I personally really love BIBA makeup. I think it's so interesting, so gorgeous. It's just something completely different. I really like how this is looking so far. I mean, I talked about this on the channel before. I just really like outrageous and like really bold makeup. I think this is so cool. If you are interested in BIBA and like Barbara Hulanicki, I'm gonna link a video in the description from her YouTube channel. She actually has a YouTube channel, and it's basically a little documentary from like the early 70s, I believe, that was on TV, and it is so cool. Like, you can actually see her work and you see the store and how everything looked, and it's so interesting. So I'm gonna link that in the description box for you, and you should definitely check that out if you're interested in BIBA makeup. So from all of these pictures that I've seen, it also kind of looks like they were wearing eyeshadow underneath their lower lash line, which I think is such a beautiful idea. So I'm gonna use this light lilac color. I also saw Devin Crimson. She also did like a beautiful tutorial on BIBA fashion and BIBA makeup. And she also has this palette and she also used that color. So I think that's a good way to go. While I'm doing this, all I can think about is how amazing it would be to throw a BIBA inspired party. Like doing a BIBA inspired costume party would be everything. And now I'm kind of thinking, if this whole pandemic is over, I should just do one. I found this interview that Barbara Hulanicki actually did, where she said a lot of people told her that her face, like that her makeup makes people look bruised, and she said that she kind of likes that. And I think that's so interesting because I really like the whole concept of makeup not having to be pretty. Like, don't get that wrong, like there's nothing wrong with putting on makeup to look pretty. I absolutely love to do that. I always try to encourage anyone to tell you you are beautiful with or without makeup, but I totally get the aspect of being like, oh, I'm kind of insecure because I maybe have a pimple here, so I might want to cover it up. There is nothing wrong with that. But I also really love the idea of makeup being interesting and being fun and not having to be beautiful. So yeah, I just thought it was really interesting because I feel like she was the first person to kind of bring up that aspect. So next up, I'm using that same brush again, and I'm taking this color and kind of applying it like on the outer corner to blend it in with the upper part of my eye makeup. Okay, let's see. I hope you can kind of see what I'm doing. Now I'm using a bigger brush to kind of blend it out. Now I'm going to use the dark blue color again to kind of blend it more out here and also kind of work on the shape of my eye, because the BIBA shape was kind of really round, especially the one that I'm going for right now. So I'm just going to try to make my eye look as round as possible. Because those picture descriptions are very simple, I'm not really going for like a very special look right here. I'm kind of mixing it all up and just doing what I think works as a BIBA look. So I'm just trying to make it round up here and then also rounding it over here. Next up, I'm using this little round brush, and basically I'm gonna go in with a very light silvery shimmery color underneath my eyebrow. So here's the thing about BIBA eyebrows. They were pretty much non-existent. They were going for a very, very thin and round eyebrow shape, which I am not gonna plug all of my eyebrows out, but I'm gonna try and kind of like make them look thinner by applying a light color right underneath them. So it kind of gives the illusion of a thinner eyebrow. As I said, it was kind of also a comeback from the 20s, and in the 1920s basically very, very thin eyebrows were popular. People even like shaved and plucked all of their eyebrows and then just drew them on in a very thin line. But as I said, we're not gonna do that today. So as you can kind of see, by adding a light color down here, it just really creates the illusion of a bigger eye and a thinner eyebrow. So next up, I'm gonna use the light blue color and the reddish color that I used before again, and just gonna take the blush all the way up to the eyes so that there isn't really like any spots left. So BIBA was also very big on lashes, and they actually had a line of glue-on lashes. Due to everything that's going on right now, I couldn't get any lashes. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna apply some mascara on my upper lashes and then apply some single lashes on my lower lashes. I saw pictures of Twiggy in a very BIBA look, and I thought it was so interesting because she looked so different. Like, she's gorgeous in 60s mod fashion, she's gorgeous in BIBA fashion, she's gorgeous no matter what, but I just thought it was so interesting how differently we kind of see people based on how their makeup looks. I just thought that was so interesting. So next up, I'm gonna apply some fake lashes to my lower lash line, and I talked about them before, but basically I always get these little sets of 3, I hope you can see, And today I'm gonna break them apart, and I will actually just be using the single ones, and I am gonna apply them all over my lower lash line. I know a lot of people like to use tweezers for this, but I kind of feel more in control if I just do it with my hands. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, now that eye is set, and I'm just gonna do the same thing on the other side and just gonna apply the fake little lashes. So now I think we're pretty much done with the eye part. As I said, I just glued on the lashes, and now we're gonna move on to lips. So during the 60s, people didn't really wear a lot of lipstick, and if you wore lipstick, it was very peachy, blushy, very cute, and like pinky colors. But BIBA was all about a very dark and bold lipstick. So there were dark greens and dark reds and dark blues and also all sort of like dark brown colors. And I decided to go with a very dark red. So this is called Berry Fantastic, and I just think it's the perfect color. I think it's actually, oh yeah, it's an eyeliner, but that doesn't matter. Like, as I said, don't use old and vintage makeup, but if you like have new makeup, I talked about this before, you can use eye products on your lip and lip products on your eyes. It kind of works all the way. So what I'm gonna do with the lips, they were kind of going for a very sharp look in the middle right up here. So we are gonna try and recreate that silhouette. Let's see. Just trying to make my lips kind of look sharp up there. So as I said, I don't really own a lot of lipstick, so we're gonna make this work. Gonna check in how this looks when it's done, and maybe we could go over it with like some liquid lipstick. Wow, this is so theatrical. I'm gonna go over this now with this Lipland liquid lipstick. This is the color Savage. Just gonna go on top with this. Okay, I think that's it. So this is the finished look. I know it's so different to what I usually do, but honestly, I really love it. And I'm gonna put in some shots now that you can kind of see it up close. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would love you to give it a thumbs up and maybe share it with a friend. It supports me, it supports the channel, and it would mean the absolute world. Please leave a comment below telling me if you like this makeup. Also, if you're interested in BIBA in general and what do you think about it? Would you wear a look like this? Would you have been a BIBA girl back in the 70s? I would love to know that. Just let me know in the comments and we can chat there. If you're interested in 60s and 70s fashion, culture, and music, click the subscribe button. I post 3 videos a week all about those topics. I hope you're having an amazing day. Go out, enjoy the sunshine, take yourself some time for you to focus on you and your mental health today, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye guys!